You ever notice how people laugh the loudest when they think you're harmless? They clap when you play the fool. They cheer when you hide your strength. They love the version of you that bends, breaks, and obeys. But the moment you stand up, the moment you look them in the eyes, the moment you stop entertaining their disrespect, suddenly the laughter dies. Suddenly their smiles fade. Suddenly they remember something they always ignored. Even the clown has teeth. And that's the part they never expected to face. Because people only respect what they fear losing control over. They only respect what can bite back. They only respect power, not kindness. The world will treat you like a joke until the day you show them the beast you kept inside. And let me tell you, some people will never respect the clown until the tiger steps out from behind him. They need to see the danger. They need to see the fire. They need to see the monster you became. Because of the games they played. You don't roar to impress them. You roar to remind them. You roar because you're done being treated like entertainment. You roar because they mistook your patience for weakness. You roar because you finally realized the clown was never meant to make them laugh. He was meant to distract them before the tiger attacked. People think power is loud. They think it's shouting, fighting, breaking things just to be seen. But real power is quiet, controlled, measured. It's the kind of silence that makes a room stop breathing. The kind of stillness that makes your enemies uncomfortable. The kind of presence that doesn't need to scream. Because everyone already knows what you're capable of. That's what the tiger represents. Silent, but deadly. Calm, until it's not. Patient, until someone crosses the line. And you spent your whole life being the clown. The one who kept the peace. The one who forgave too easily. The one who smiled while they mocked you, laughed at you, underestimated you. You were the light in rooms full of shadows, until those shadows pushed you too far. So you learned to hide your claws. You learned to swallow your anger. You learned to entertain people who didn't deserve your presence. But here's the truth they never understood. Your softness was not weakness. It was mercy. And mercy runs out. All those people who played with your heart, who stepped on your dreams, who used your loyalty, who mistook your patience for fear. They built the tiger for you, piece by piece, wound by wound, silence by silence. They forced the beast to grow in the dark. And now they're shocked that you don't move the way you used to. You don't speak the way you used to. You don't take the disrespect you once tolerated. Of course you don't. The clown is gone, and the tiger has taken his place. People always say, "You've changed." Number, you didn't change. They just never met the real you. They only met the version you kept on a leash. They wanted a harmless version of you. Life built a hungry one. But now when they look at you, they hesitate. They pause, they watch their words, because they can feel it. The quiet danger behind your calm eyes. That's what happens when you stop giving people free access to your heart, your time, your energy, your loyalty. You become unpredictable, and unpredictable people are feared. Some people will never respect the clown, because the clown is easy to ignore. But the tiger commands the room the second he walks in. And guess what? So do you. Now, because you've become something they can't manipulate. Something they can't silence. Something they can't laugh at anymore. They asked for a show. Now they get a storm. Let me tell you something about people. They don't understand warnings. They don't understand kindness. They don't understand silence. They only understand consequences. Some people don't wake up until the ground shakes beneath them. Some don't learn until the bridge burns behind you. And some don't respect the clown until they see the tiger standing beside him. Because weakness is what they look for. Strength is what they fear. And fear is the only language they take seriously. You were quiet, they ignored you. You were patient, they took advantage. You were loyal, they took you for granted. But the moment you cracked, the moment you stopped bending, the moment you stopped letting them use you, everything changed. Your silence, suddenly terrifying. Your distance, mysterious. Your focus, threatening. Because nothing scares people more than the moment the nice one stops playing nice. They don't fear your anger. They fear your absence. They fear the moment you walk away. They fear the moment you stop entertaining their nonsense. They fear the moment you start choosing yourself. You want to know why? Because your power was never in the clown they mocked. It was in the tiger they awakened. The tiger they didn't expect. The tiger they didn't prepare for. The tiger that doesn't roar for attention, but strikes when the time is right. You see, Dash Dash, you spent years being underestimated, years being doubted, years being the harmless one. Good! Let them think that. Let them underestimate you. Let them believe you're still the clown. Because when you finally move, when you finally take action, when you finally rise from the shadows, your power hits harder because no one saw it coming. You don't need to warn them. You don't need to explain. You don't need to prove anything. Just let the tiger step forward. Let the world feel your presence. Because the moment they see who you really are, not the clown, not the joker, not the entertainer, but the beast you became in silence, that's the moment they kneel. That's the moment they listen. That's the moment they respect you. Some people only understand strength when it's no longer smiling. And your smile? It's changing. Not friendly, not soft, not harmless. A new smile. The smile of someone who survived the fire and now carries it in their eyes. A smile that says, I'm not who I was, and I'm not someone you want to test. Funny thing about strength, it doesn't always appear with noise. Sometimes the deadliest power walks in quietly, like a shadow slipping across the floor, like a predator that doesn't need to roar to remind the world who owns the night. You ever notice how a tiger moves? It doesn't rush. It doesn't panic. It doesn't explain. It simply exists in a way that makes everything around it cautious. That's the phase you're entering now. The silent evolution. The version of yourself that doesn't seek revenge, because success will carve it for you. The version that no longer reacts, because the game is much bigger. And emotions and impulses. People thought you were the clown, the entertainer, the one who laughs things off, the one who absorbs disrespect, just to keep the peace. But somewhere along the road, something inside you shifted. Because calm means you're done arguing. Calm means you're done proving. Calm means you're not seeking approval, validation, or permission. Calm means you already know what you're capable of. Calm means the tiger is awake. And that's the part people never truly understand. They think strength is loud, but real strength is controlled, measured, sharp. They see you rise, and suddenly their comfort shakes. Their control breaks. Their assumptions collapse. Because now they're dealing with someone who doesn't play by the old rules anymore. Someone who stopped being predictable. Someone who carries fire behind a calm voice. And storm clouds behind a steady expression. Someone who learned that respect, true respect, isn't given to the clown. But listen closely now, because this is where the story stops being poetic and becomes real. There comes a moment, a precise second in your evolution, when the people who underestimated you finally realize the truth. You're not the clown anymore. You're the consequence. And that moment hits them harder than any punch you could throw. They look at you, and they don't see the soft, harmless version they used to mock. They see the eyes of someone who survived storms they couldn't even stand in. They see someone who walked through betrayal and didn't lose themselves. They found themselves. They see someone they can't manipulate anymore. Someone they can't guilt trip. Someone they can't control. Someone who became a threat without ever raising their voice. You were never meant for their circus. You were never meant to juggle your worth, to entertain people who never deserved to see your light. You were meant to walk your own path, leave your own marks, write your own legend. Some people need to see the tiger before they respect the clown. But you no longer care about their respect, because you have something far more powerful: self-respect, self-control, self-mastery. And once a person gains those, they stop being part of the story. They become the story. So walk forward, head up, eyes sharp, soul untouchable, and let the world learn. What happens when the clown finally shows them why he kept a tiger hidden in the first place?